Hello, and here we go, my friends. Habage here. Wow. I just looked up at my stream manager, and it says our session has been going for 22 and a half hours. That doesn't seem right. Let's go ahead and reload that. How y'all doing? Welcome. There we go. 26 seconds. That seems a little better. It's still more than what I've got in OBS, but come on. Well, how y'all doing? Welcome, welcome. Let's just hope it's a smooth run from here. I'm doing fantastic. As you might have seen if you follow Twitter, my account, I did check, and I'm glad I did, because tomorrow is 120 day. That's right. We got the new version coming out. Again, I haven't even looked as much into this one as I had some of the Cliffs and Caves stuff, as far as like the teaser video stuff, even that Mojang puts out. So I know there's Cherry Blossom Biome. I know that there's the archaeology stuff that had been rolled in, but what that's all going to look like, no idea. We'll figure it out together, and I can't wait. That being said, I am giving you guys the heads up right now. Today is going to probably be pretty short, and then I think we'll waffle that back over to a longer play session tomorrow, and we'll just kind of see how it goes and what we run into. For folks who don't know, when Minecraft updates, right, and we've got an existing world like we do here with 42. When you move around, hey, let's launch the game, huh? Seems like a good thing to do while we're talking here. So when you have an existing world and you kick that forward, you are going to not see, like right here, right? Here we are, our creeper farm, and if we hop up on the wall, when we come in tomorrow or whenever the update goes, I mean, let's not get ahead of ourselves, right? But when we pop into a world like this, there will not be any dramatic change here. In fact, somewhere buried in all this screen, it will say, and I don't even know where this is, but it will basically let us know that these are old chunks, or somewhere in here it will tell us, I think right up at the top, right, where it says Minecraft 1.19.4, and then in parentheses might be where it is. But it basically says these chunks were generated in this version, right? So for us to go find the new stuff, we'll have to travel. Now, the good news is we haven't done a whole lot, we've done a lot, don't get me wrong. We've had an awesome world, and we've definitely gone kind of up and down this north-south line, right? Way out that way is our mesa when we go through the the nether, right, in the highway. We go way down the road that way to get out to the Badlands and the Mesa and all that. So that direction, we've definitely gone back and forth. And we've done a bunch of flying in this immediate area. We've gone a few thousand blocks out in the other direction. Mel, how you doing? Welcome. Hope you're doing great. It was fun to see you in the chat. Sorry, I haven't gotten to really hang out in Omni's chat, but it's been fun saying hi and seeing a bunch of people hanging out. Good to see you. Man, I'm so happy. I'm so energized today because the sun is shining for the first time in what feels like ages. And it is supposed to be imminently getting stormy for the afternoon, but that's what we expect here in Colorado. We expect, like, sunny, nice mornings, and then thunderstorms boil up and kind of dump on us in the late afternoon, early evening, and then they move on out, and you do it again the next day. So this very wet, cloudy, kind of British-style weather has been different. You don't notice it. Like, it feels good while you're out in it. It hasn't been that unpleasant. But as soon as you get back to some real sunshine, you're like, oh, no, let's go. So that's what I'm rolling today. Let's get these creepers. Well, that's good. I'm glad to hear. Daisy's back at home. We'll head over there very shortly if you can hang out for just a couple minutes. We're just getting loaded up on a little experience here. because this is where we start our streams. Well, yeah, Daisy Bell the cow is doing well. I'm glad to hear you're improving. So, again, as I was kind of saying leading in, we've got the big Minecraft update of the summer, right? The version update, the first full update since 119, and that's going to go down tomorrow. So, what we're going to do today is what we talked about. We're going to work on the concrete right in the lake there, right beside our base. We'll go say hi to Daisy the cow for sure. But we're going to kind of chill out here and try to get prepped up for the drowned farm. But I'm going to probably keep it pretty short so that tomorrow we can enjoy as much time as possible out in the world with the new content and seeing what we've got going on there. So let's go ahead and get some sleep. Oh, I didn't even... We'll say hi to Daisy in the morning. She's right there. Daisy! There you are. Right on your... She shares her blanket with PGG Blaster. But yeah, all the pets are doing good. Marvin, we got Hyric, we got Odium, Skash, all the buddies hanging out. So, I think we left everything downstairs. Can't quite see. So let's go get our concrete supplies. I know. She's just adorable. Matches her blanket. Skash did a something. I'm not sure what specifically Skash got that particular dog for. But Skash is always doing awesome stuff for us, so he is very much worthy. All right, I think everything else can sit. So we're working on a build like the one we just left for a different type of farm, and we need a bunch of different types of supplies. These different blocks, we got black concrete, gray, red nether bricks, and then these black glazed terracottas. So we have some terracotta cooking here. It's fallen through from up here, going through and getting cooked, which is the glazing. And then we're growing these nether warts, and we're going to spread out to more fields here. And they'll go with these bricks to make more of those pretty red bricks. So that's what we're working on, but we got to wet the concrete to turn it into real blocks. Right now it's just powder. So that's our big task. It's kind of boring and repetitive. I know this. But that's where I get to chill and hang out with you guys. Talk about what's on your minds, or I'll talk about what's on mine. Probably what you guys are thinking is more exciting and adventurous. I just got to do one more thing, the thing I always do. So hang on 1 second here as we get set up, and then we will be full speed ahead. 30 seconds or less. All right, and we're back. Okay, so this can just be set up as we always have done here. I guess I will go back and put the gunpowder and probably the stone away as well. And then I will immediately regret that we don't have any stone the next time we're out building and I forget extra blocks, but that'll give us more space out in our inventory. All right, so come on. Plenty of extra space. So here it is. We go down into our little oceany hole here, and then we place these blocks back up, and then we'll come right back down with a pickaxe and break them all. And as we put them down, they stop being black concrete powder, and they become black concrete, which is a block we can build with and all the other good stuff. So that's what our task is, to do those two boxes. And what I pulled out of the box we just opened up, that was already there. Yeah, exactly. We're going to be dancing like puppies here as I go up and down. So it's a good thing I'm really, really fired up. Oh, wrong button. Really fired up today because that should carry us through some of this. And we don't have to do squids, which, let's face it, two streams in a row, that was a lot of squid. So, yeah, while we're getting set here, the other good thing, what I just showed down in the basement of our base, the little red nether warts and the oven that was cooking the terracotta blocks and all that. Hopefully, we are close enough to keep all of that loaded as we work on this. And by keeping it all loaded, we get to keep processing all that stuff while we work on this. Kind of a lots of efficiency attempt here. We murderlated them. Poor little squids. But we also bred a whole bunch of turtles while we were doing it. So my whole area around outside is all full of sea turtles now, which is nice because sea turtles are wonderful. And those we don't murderlate. We just watch them grow up. So someday we may have a whole lot of. Hopefully they'll dissipate out into the world, right? Help sea turtle populations all over the place. But for now, our local community of sea turtles are thriving. Well, I'm sorry to hear, Mel. I didn't even know. I'm sorry to hear you've still been fighting stuff because I knew that was a little bit ago. We were hoping you were on the mend, so I do hope you got it licked and are on the mend completely at this point. But take care of yourself. Lots of rest and fluids and whatnot. I hope that'll do it. But take care. So yeah, again, I think when we get through this, we'll pretty much be good for today. I don't want to. I basically want to be able to do kind of a mini marathon tomorrow, if at all possible. And I mean, we'll just see what I don't. I'm not aware of having anything specific during the day tomorrow, so plan to start a little early and keep going through it as we hopefully get some time to check out all the new stuff and also maybe do some more work here. I don't know. We'll see how long this takes us today if we can get started on the base build itself. Come on. Oh man. See, I changed directions and then now we're good. Thanks. Oh, yeah, no problem. Of course. Sending well wishes. I can do that very easily. I wish I could do more for anybody that's under the weather. So, I guess this is. Please don't take this the wrong way. Anybody that's hanging out and listening or watching or catching a VOD or anything like that. This is not Habbage needs to play for sympathy or anything like that. But I found out this morning that my aunt's sister passed away. And I'm a grown man, well into kind of my middle years, right? So those kind of things happen at my parents' age and others. It kind of came on the heels of some other news along those lines. So sometimes in life it feels like when it rains, it pours. It's all coming down. Um, but on this channel, I listen. I don't even know if my aunt knows I do this. I know I'm pretty sure she's not watching. Listen, one of you is my aunt. Hey, what's up? Um, but no, I don't. This isn't for her or anything. I don't think she'll ever know. Um, but and we weren't like my aunt and I when I was young. We're very close. When my folks still lived in Minnesota, I'd see her in particular, or my cousins, whoever was not too busy, but her. Um, we'd get together and have meals and all that kind of stuff. And as a young kid, one of my cousins and I were like 2 months apart growing up, and my sister was 4 years older than me, and her brother was 4 years younger than her. So, um, as four kids, cousins, we were very very close growing up. We spent all our time, and so our aunts and uncles were, they're my godparents, and to whatever extent that means, it wasn't a huge, they were like next of kin type parents, right? And had the same authority over us as kids as our own parents did, right? But or she is. My uncle has passed away. Were and are wonderful people. And I didn't really know her sister. I think I would have recognized her even into this point. And you always feel, I feel worse, and I dropped off a sympathy card kind of deal this morning, but you feel worse for the people close to the loved ones that are gone. The loss of my aunt's sister is not going to cause any kind of a hole or a loss in my life, but I do, I know that it will be tough on my aunt to lose her sister. That's tough. And for the only reason I really bring it up in the chat, a lot of times I talk about how I was very blessed as a kid to have different cultures and background. Oh, yeah, again, Mel. If you want to have sympathy, just my unknown aunt is the one that's probably, and my cousins who lost their aunt, right? Would probably appreciate that and know that there's wonderful people here in the chat that reflect that. But the reason why I even bring it up in chat today is, like I said, I've often shared that I feel very blessed to have a whole bunch of different cultures celebrated within that chunk of family. It was my mom's parents, and they had moved from the southern part of the United States, Georgia and Florida, up to Minnesota, like about as different climate and culture and all that as you could be when they were newlyweds back prior to World War II, right? And they, my grandpa had a job opportunity and had to take it, right? And they grew up far from their own family and were church-going folks and all that, and had some wonderful friends out of their church community that 60, 70 years later, their children, their friends' children and all that were, still all in contact with us and all that. It goes to show you can make those connections. You don't have to have the biological ties to effectively be family. But that being said, our biological family was it was 10 people. It was the two 4-person families and the grandparents. And we, holidays and all that, that was our core. And in that, again, I grew up in Minnesota, and all my friends and all that, a lot of them had, generations of family that had grown up there. And it's very Scandinavian, German, Midwestern kind of perspective, and it's got its own local traditions dealing with the cold and the snow and all that kind of stuff. There's just regional stuff that goes back a couple hundred years. And my grandparents had southern roots, Florida and Georgia, so they had food and holiday traditions and all that kind of stuff that were a little different. Not dramatically, but especially the food and stuff, just local favorites and all that Others didn't know. My grandma, she would bake things and all that her mom and grandmother had taught her, and that was slightly, baked goods and things like that were different than what was typically done growing up. Or, hey, Jenny, how you doing? So that was cool. And then, of course, my dad came from England. He immigrated as a young man, and so my mom, who had grown up in Minnesota as well, like I had, and my dad then united those. But on the other side, my mom's brother married this aunt, and she had the tie to our kind of uh, Midwestern, Minnesotan, Scandinavian roots farm culture. She grew up in very western Minnesota, which is very rural and frankly very close to where my parents and my sister now live in Iowa, right across the border. Hey, what's up? Hey, Mel, feel good and say what's up to Omni for us. Um, so again, we got introduced to a lot of those foods and traditions and backgrounds through my aunt and her family, which were very, very good to my folks, but particularly to my sister and I growing up. We'd go out with my cousins to visit their grandparents on the farm, and as little kids, that was an amazing treat, right? We would um, get to climb on the tractor and go see the cows. I've shared the story before that the cousin that was my age and I came back in while all the adults are sitting. They'd be out there for the visit and they'd sit around inside and catch up and tell stories and all that kind of stuff. And as kids, we'd just go run wild, right? And they'd be like, "It's hot out. It's the middle of the summer. We're gonna stay inside." Um, we went in and asked for a box of tissues because all the cows had runny noses and we were going to wipe all their noses for them. We must have been like 4 or 5 years old at this time. Whoa, rude. What are you doing? Um, so, yeah, lots of fun memories and stories, and just that whole access to an important part of life that a lot of folks growing up in cities or suburbs and all that just don't have a lot of hands-on access to. Um, and especially even if you go out of your way to go, like, oh, hey, I want to know more about where my food's coming from now. We got to grow up, we grew up knowing that, and quite literally, the parents would split a cow because they raised cows and basically feed corn and then cows, and so the beef that we ate, we knew where it came from, right? And growing up, and of course we had gardens and all that kind of stuff too. So we, my sister and I and our cousins and all that, all knew a lot about the food cycle and growing stuff and all that. And a big part of it was thanks to again my aunt's sister, whose house it was that we would stay at with their kids and all that. And just again, I'd love to say she was a wonderful lady and all that. I really didn't know her at all as an adult. Just have childhood memories of going out there. But again, when these things come, they seem to come in bunches. So my aunt lost her sister, and again, it's no need for sympathy for me. It just makes me think back on some of those farm times that I have shared here on stream a few times. And while, like I started off by saying, this isn't going to create a hole or gap in my life, it will certainly hurt for my aunt. And that's, so I've got sympathy for folks that are going through loss at the moment. It's tough, but you one of the ways to help that I know is to celebrate those good memories, right? That's where we we have memorial services and things like that, and depending on the culture, wakes and things to kind of move from that feeling of loss and saying goodbye to celebrating the positive memories and all that. And you can't rush those kind of things. I'm a little bit bummed. As I've said many times here in stream, I'm going to be in about in a week from tomorrow. I rent my car, and the next day, barring weather finagling and all that kind of stuff, I'll head out to see my family. And while it's it's not important what I've got going on to that process, it's a little bit of a bummer because my parents and my sister are making the hour and a half drive or so up to be at that service, and it just so happens it's a week off from if it had been a week later, I would be able to go up and see everybody and see my cousins and all that too. But relayed my best and my sympathies and all that, and we'll just look forward to hearing from everybody next week when I'm out there, or a week from a little bit. Doc, don't name the animals. Mr. Start, do you? Barely. My aunt lost her sister, and again, my parents and my aunt is in her 70s, and so this was not particularly immediately. Excuse me. I also just had lunch. It was not exactly immediately expected, but wasn't out of the question or anything like that. And so yeah, this is a person that I remember from my childhood, but really hadn't had any direct contact with probably since my cousin's wedding, 15 plus years ago. I'm not sure how long she's been married, frankly. Maybe closer to 20, probably. So yeah, I'm not bereaved, but just more news that I got this morning, and it's like, oh man, that's the whole bunches of updates for that. So yeah, sympathy going out to a lot of people out and about. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. And Doc, how have you been? Sorry, man, I was kind of in the middle of that. Don't name the animals. Which animals? Like the real farm animals, or the animals inside? Doc, do you need an animal? I mean, we tried to name the axolotls. That didn't go well. We got a few pets in the house though that have been successfully named and kept alive. Farm life, yes. Yeah, that definitely goes back to the tissues for the cows when my cousin and I were both 4 or 5 years old, and we went in to go get Kleenex because we were at that age when wiping your nose and blowing your nose instead of just running around with boogers hanging out was a big lesson, right? When you're 4 or 5 or so, that's what parents are emphasizing. Like, do you need a Kleenex? Because we want you to just be self-aware that when that nose feels like it's running, you probably need a Kleenex, right? So we were trying to apply what we'd learned. That was also where I don't know that it was the same trip. It was close. Was the first time that we ever saw Jaws, and we were way too young. But their kids were older. Like their youngest was closest to my sister, who's 4 years older than I am. And Jaws had I don't remember when Jaws exactly came out, but this is back in the early 80s, something in there, mid 80s maybe. So like videos and all that weren't super common, especially out in farm country. So somehow they had it. I don't know if they had cable or what. We didn't have any of that cool stuff at that age, I'm sure. So it was a big deal. We were getting to watch a cool movie, and it was about Jaws. And I still remember we all, everybody was there. We were all in sleeping bags on the floor watching this thing. So yeah, lots of good stuff that we got to experience that I never would have gotten to otherwise, other than these people who, again, we were kind of nothing to them, right? Except that they knew that my cousins were really close, and that my aunt, her sister was very close to my mom. That they'd all been pretty tight, and they were generous enough with their home and their time to say, "Yeah, you guys come on out too. We know you're not part of this family, but come for a visit and um, get that farm experience, right?" Which is wonderful. We got the other big story out of that. And again, all of these kind of stack up around the same time because once we got old enough, it was like, all right, well, yeah, you got, it's just going out to visit relatives and it's kind of boring, right? So you get a little older, you pass the window. Any younger, I don't know that they would have even bothered to take us out when I was still an infant, right? So, or more so when um, the cousin that was my age, it wasn't old enough to appreciate her own grandparents and all that kind of stuff, and run around and really enjoy the farm. So there was a cutoff there, but for a couple years, we'd make like a yearly visit or whatever, and that also often uh, came around the time of going to pick up the frozen beef, right? We didn't go pick the cow or anything, but when they had their cows processed at the local butcher or whatever, they, it just like you can, a lot of people, Ocelot, I see you. You're cool to hang out. You're beautiful, but do not go after my pets. You're not going to go after my pets, are you? Shh. Respectable difference. Look at, he doesn't even care. He's like, no, I'm good. Well, that was well timed because we're through all this black. Look at that, halfway done. We're only 30 minutes in, guys. This is awesome. Let's go to the basement though and check on our cooking and our wort. And then we'll use the other farm memory story for the gray concrete. It won't last too long. But man, oh man, did we think as kids that it was a huge event. Right here. All right, let's get a little of this old coffee. All right, good news. So, again, I don't think we got 100%, but we certainly got enough to expand these farms and keep them growing while we do the gray. And I say check on the furnace. All we need to do is just verify that it, in fact, has been running, and we win. So for other Doc and Jenny and anybody else that joined, part of what we were talking about early on, or my hype, is Minecraft 1.20, which I was talking about yesterday. Like, I don't know when that's coming out, but I suspect it's supposedly going to be available for download tomorrow. So Wednesday stream is going to be awesome and epic. And I think for that reason, today's probably going to be even shorter than the last couple days, which have come in just under 4 hours. Because I am hoping that we'll have plenty of time to go long tomorrow and enjoy some of the new content, or go out and explore, see if we can load up some new chunks, stuff that I don't really know anything about, other than, again, I think there's a cherry blossom biome, and I think that there's some functionality around archaeology or something like treasure hunting that we hadn't previously. I hadn't. Yeah, exactly. Why wouldn't you be? So there. A long stream tomorrow. Kind of whatever, probably keeping it around 4. So I'm thinking maybe like 2 today, 6 tomorrow, something around there. Um, we'll see how it all plays out. But hey, we got a couple more red bricks. Next time we should have a whole bunch. Well, another proportional bunch because we're not planting those. We should get about 40 per section. And there we go. Another little bit of red. Let's go drop off these 2 random blocks. But yeah, of course I'm excited for a new release. And part of that is I know I get more excited because I haven't been looking at snapshots. I haven't been trying to go catch the new tutorials. As we've long known, you can't sip coffee as you're going through a portal. There's just not enough time. So yeah, a little bit shorter today, long tomorrow. We'll see how much, if any, we can get into the farm building stuff today. And hey, grain of salt. If I'm suddenly fully engrossed here, I make no apologies if I'm like, yeah, we're going. But I think the waiting on the nether wart and all that is going to take its toll. In just how quickly we can get that farm. Like, even if I wanted to spend all the time today to build it, I don't think we're going to have the materials. I think we're going to have to kill some time letting those nether warts grow. But a new release, that's a great way to kill some time, right? We're going to be out exploring, loading, going places where we just haven't gone to get new biomes to load. So very much excited. We'll do a look at all the patch, update notes or whatever. There's usually a README file talking about what they've changed or what's now available. So we'll be pouring over those, and that'll be my kind of first dose. As we all saw, like a week ago, if that, the horse armor and the ability to dye it had an effect of totally catching me off guard. And that, I don't even know when that was released, but that was totally new to me. And I'm sure there's other stuff in Warden stuff, right? We've gotten killed by it a couple times, but we've never really gotten the full experience down there. And I think that's something we're going to need to look at as well. But that's the beauty of Minecraft. None of that stuff goes away. We don't miss out on it. Unless they, intentionally modify or change content or something. But yeah, our chunks here will remain the same. Those will be 19 chunks. New content stuff will show up as we go out, and the only exception, as far as I know, that there's ever been to that is when the build height and deep. So it was like the one, was it 18 when they changed the build height and added deep slate and all the caves and all that. It was the caves part of cliffs and caves. And there they did have to go back and retro kind of process any of your existing chunks to add the depth underneath, right? And that as I remember, had a little bit of excitement to it. Basically, it just made worlds very laggy as you tried to move around right when you loaded it because, it's going in, adding another 64 blocks below the bottom of the world. Trying to get these and not suffocate or drown. So back to the farm stories. So again, you guys that have been here, I don't know if anybody's changing out. I haven't been looking that closely as I focus on concrete here. the each summer, basically yearly, whenever they this is one I don't know. I don't remember exactly when they processed the cows out, but whenever that was done and it was ready, and again, this is 80s, right? Like still, you think 70s cars, but like the big, like rectangular cars were still kind of the way to go. And while our dads were at work, I don't know how this all ended up being the deal, but basically, we went out for a day, as far as I remember. We went out just for the day, and it was because my mom drove an old car that was like a big old boat, right? And my aunt had another car. Or no, we were all in the one car, and the one car was big enough to take all the beef home that was then going to go into everybody's freezers, and it was like I think my my aunt and cousins and all that, they had like a half, and we and my grandparents each split a quarter or something like that. So like basically a full cow worth of meat in the back of this big old like 70s 80s car, and so it was the two moms and all the kids pile in the back seat, because back in the day you could just pile your kids in the back seat. It was cool. And we must have been 5, maybe going on 6, because my younger cousin was with us and like full on toddler, like not quite walking really, but in that kind of a range. So we're all, and this is it's maybe like 3.5 hours from where we lived to this farm, which as a kid that felt like forever, right? Especially as a young kid. And of course, my sister is, if we're 5 going on 6, she's 9 going on 10. So she's like the responsible kid and so grown up compared to all of us, right? And it was kind of her deal to probably entertain us in the back, let the two moms talk and all that as they're driving, and focus on the road and all that. And of course, we're probably feeling pretty bossed around by the big in charge sister that was looking after all of us. So we got out there. I don't remember what distinctly we did at the farm that particular trip, but they got all the beef loaded up. We messed around on the farm for a little bit, and then basically we turned around and we're headed right back. We might have even stayed the night. I don't remember, but it seems like we were heading home pretty early, so probably we had stayed over the night. But whatever the case, we're headed back, and I don't know what the town was or what, but we were in a small town that was kind of like the stopping point along the way, and we're like on the street but stopped at a light, and my sister goes, "Mom, why is there smoke coming out of the steering wheel?" And they're like, "What? Look, there's smoke coming out of the steering wheel." And sure enough, there was something electrical was burning in the engine compartment, but the release into the cab of the car, the part of the car where the people sit, was through the steering column. So, like little kids, right? We're at the same age that we're learning about Kleenex, and we're learning that fire's bad, right? And we've all had preschool or whatever, like I don't know if we were quite at stop, drop, and roll, but what do you do? If you smell smoke, all that kind of stuff. So my sister, of course, had been through more of that and was teach them. So I don't know how all this went, but basically, like, okay, everybody out of the car, right? Because Neither my mom nor my aunt were, my aunt probably more so than my mom, but not, she was a farm girl, had, driven tractors and stuff like that as a kid, but I don't know that she was particularly mechanical in terms of like car maintenance or repair or car firefighting or anything like that. So I assume they kind of were like, oh, what is this? And we were either right alongside or had been at a gas station or something in this town. Um, and I remember they had us all get out of the car and go to like, they still have them, especially like in smaller towns and along highways and all that. You'll have a gas station, but it'll have a really tall sign that is way up above the height of the building, right? And just with the brand, whatever, gas Conoco or anything like that, whatever it might be in your area. So they had one of those big, like 30, 40 foot high metal with just the logo type signs out at the corner of the parking lot. And my mom and aunt were like, told my sister, you take the young kids and have them sit on the edge of that sign and none of you move. Like, we don't have time to deal with you. And that was probably okay. She probably didn't need to say anything more about it, because this is small town, like, along a highway or whatever, but small town USA, and a car fire, that's big entertainment in a small town. Some of you guys may live in small towns. You may know. The fire department, who doesn't always get a lot of business out in those areas, not business so much, right? I don't think they got charged anything, but they don't get a lot of reason to practice or to roll out other than for, parades and preventatives type stuff and all that. They rolled out the whole fire department, like the ladder truck and all the pickups and all that kind of stuff. I know, man. That's why I'm trying to tell the farm fire story, dude. So, I was at least just blown away, right? Like, here's all these firemen, and they basically, like, didn't know, hey, when we pop the hood, what's going to happen to this car, right? And they, basically, I still remember to this day, they, like, had the axe, but didn't, had it there ready to pry open the hood, or the bonnet, for those of you folks in the UK, over the engine compartment. But they basically just, guy walked up subtly and you hit the hood release on the side of the car. I think they did stick it into to get the little, the part where you stick your finger in to get the safety latch off. But they basically ended up opening it up and then just using a fire extinguisher to put out whatever was going. But we were like, oh my gosh, this fire, right? And I remember the cousin that was my age was crying because her doll didn't get removed from the back of the car. As we were told, get out of the car right now. Because again, you don't know. Like, you see movies and all that, cars explode. They typically don't, but moms weren't taking a bunch of chances with their very young kids. Like, get out, don't grab anything. Get far enough away that if something bad was to happen, you'd be safe. And we were, obviously. But yeah, she was very worried that her dolly was burning up in the car, even though the car was not actively burning inside at all. And the other memory that I have of sitting out on the base of this big concrete base of the sign was that the big metal part of the sign was anchored to the concrete foundation with massive bolts, right? And the big things. And that our little then baby cousin was trying to unscrew the bolts using just his fingers. And my sister's like, don't do that. I was like, you can't get them. We were all kind of worried that we were going to make things worse by making the whole sign fall down on top of everybody. So yeah, it was wild. And later we got more perspective on it. So basically we had to go to, I think the name of the chain of restaurants was called the Country Kitchen. And we basically, since that car was then incapacitated, right? They had to wait for, I think, my dad and my grandpa to come out in two different cars to have enough trunk space to put this full cow's worth of beef in. And, I'm sure it was lots of hysterics on the phone. And this is way before, way before cell phones or anything like that. And probably calling into like a main office number to try to get a hold of one or the other of them and saying, like, you guys got to get out here right now. And I don't know if they had to move it or if they just like iced down the trunk or what they did. But we had to go sit in this country kitchen restaurant, kind of a 24-hour like dinery type place. But we knew it because it was the place where you stop for lunch on this drive. And as kids, it was a novelty because they had little mini jukebox radio things at the individual tables, and we thought that was so cool. You could like flip through the songs with the buttons, and it would just play very quietly so that your little table could hear. Oh, that was fun, and we must have been restless and complete pains in the butt by the time it was all done. But it's funny how memory works. That we just remember it was so exciting, and I'm sure we were just bubbling with excitement at having seen all the firemen come and all that. While I'm sure my mom and aunt were cringing at the fact that they were all stuck there and worried that, oh, we've got this whole cow's worth of beef and it's all going to go bad, sitting in the middle of the summer in the trunk of a car out on the side of the road. But Grandpa and my dad showed up, and they split all the beef into the two smaller cars, and got us all ferried on home. Again, wouldn't have been even a thing if not for the fact that my aunt's sister and her family were so generous to include me in their kind of farm life experience. So there you go. We're almost done, Doc. It is painful. It's very painful for me, especially considering we did this a couple streams ago. So I've done a lot of this recently. But as long as we get that 28 and that 64 done, it's over for a while. Then we're just waiting on the wart and the bricks and laying out. We're going to replicate the bottom, I think. First goof. Replicate the portal deck up above, and then we might have to make like a temporary something to get our building access up to the top, because on our creeper farm, the dark room area didn't expand as far over as our platform did. This one is going to be the same size, so we'll probably have to make just a little, probably where the scaffolding had been. We'll just make a little side porch so that we can get up on the side of it and up to the top as we're building. So close now, guys. So close. And look at that. We're going to be under an hour. And a little baby turtle with us. Hopefully it pops off. I told Mel there were lots of turtles around. Doc should have been here yesterday for the 45 minutes of slime harvesting, or I'm sorry, squid harvesting and turtle breeding we did first. I think we got this. Didn't even cough or nothing. Lots of air, plenty of air. Did we miss blocks? Any just floating? We're good. All right. Are you... thought we were done. How did I miss that? Man. All right, so we've talked about 1.20 being released tomorrow. We've talked about all that stuff, farm memories, etc. What else we got going on? It's fun in the world these days. No nuggets until tomorrow night. This one might be tougher. we might have sort of started to drown ourselves a little bit on this one. Turtle. Oh, cutting it fine. But we got there. All right. See, that's what I was looking for the last time, man. All right, little guy. You gonna grow up big and strong? Hope so. We'll come back looking for your scoop here in a second. Boom. All right. The hard part is over. Tool for the scare malaria. What, the swimming up with air running out? Or my stories about Jaws? We haven't even talked about sneaks like yesterday. All right, speaking of tissues, I got to get one for myself, not the cows. Oh my gosh, my golly. Whew. I think I blew out some brains there. Ugh. All right, that still has got a bit more to go. This has done very well, though. That's nice. We still got plenty more. And I think let's go here. Am I not there? I think I'm back. I hope you guys can hear me. I muted to blow my nose. Is that what you're talking about? Yeah, I figured you guys didn't need to listen to that. All right. What do you think, Bird? If we could kill time until this is good to go, I think we'd be well off for it. Let's just lay all this out. This one does not have, I think we need to go as much soul sand as we can. I suspect we're still going to be a little short. It'll be 7 by whatever the length of those is, 12, I think, which is 96. Is that right? 70. Yeah. No. 92? I don't know. Be a little tight there. All right, well, let's go. Let's go take this head on. Got a shovel. Unfortunately, that won't grow, but we'll get some extra soul sand. Just as we did the other day, it's not too far. Ooh, skirting the edge there. Yeah, this stuff should come really fast, and we really don't need too much more. I think, if we have 3 to 4 stacks instead of 2 to 3 stacks, we should be in decent shape. We only need 1 of these per wet column of blocks. Listen, I don't like you still burning me. Ugh. I nicked up my helmet. All right, well, that should be plenty. Like I said, not a big do, but let's try to get everything we need. We're gonna need some signs. To stop the water. The basic, like, hoppers and chests just to put everything into. Let's take... That one is jammed. This one can at least take a little bit there. All right. So then extra stuff into here. Let's take 4 stacks of dirt. Why are we so low on dirt? Let's change back into our regular stuff. We're gonna need kelp. Do I not have a... Thought I had stacks of kelp. Where did all that get to? Did I just leave it over at the creeper farm? Well, we're still doing all right there. All right, let's just run through and check. I don't want to have to go chop kelp. Although, what, there should be some over by the turtles or something, too. I think this is faster. Looking back up, Doc, I don't know what your... Oh, I guess we could use... You're saying, like, set the powder, right? I guess the reason I didn't really think of that, you're definitely right. I should have thought to use it more like sand on the sides, right? But I was thinking of setting up all this stuff and sand would just fall. But you're right. If I'd made enough for the bottoms, then probably it would just get taken care of as we flood the whole thing, right? Is what Doc was saying. Sorry, I missed that when it might have been a little more timely. Yeah. Swing and a miss. So we didn't. It was the main story there. Upstairs over here, where would we have put the kelp? Like, we've used some at the cactus farm. We definitely ended up breaking a bunch to set up the turtles, I think, didn't we? Yeah, I guess we just go chop if we haven't. Well. Doc should have been here the other day when we were trading for a black glazed terracotta instead of just making it. All right, here you go. Turtle fix is in, guys, and watch for scoots in the water. Get a bunch more popping here. All right, let's come over and check first. I don't need to necessarily... No, nothing. Let's go do this. I don't know that this is the best nighttime activity. Oh, trident! Where you at? Ow. Hey. Flesh, no trident. All right, how about we sleep? Then we'll deal with all those kelp and turtles. Anybody noticing any big changes out of the Twitch TOS update that was all over the place today? I don't know, it obviously doesn't affect me a whole lot, but it's like for product placement and disclosure of that. Basically, you know, if you're being paid to, say, wear a particular brand T-shirt or something like that, you have to disclose it if you're being paid to play a game or use a particular keyboard or camera or something like that, or lights or whatever might be on screen and basically being shown in use basically as a commercial by you. They basically built in tools to help disclose that. I don't think there's anything new in that. Again, I don't know. It's not really the TOS that I'm too worried about. Not being paid to promote anything, but it was basically very. I thought very doable. Like, basically protecting content creators a lot more than any, gotchas or anything like that. That like, yeah, if you are wearing, let's say, an Adidas T-shirt or something like that, right? You are even protected as a content creator to talk about those kinds of things or give your feedback on products and things like that without any disclosures if you're not being paid to do it. And I thought it was very good that they state that right there. There's also parts of it that are just kind of silly. I get the intent, but you kind of read through the first few paragraphs on content and stuff like that, the items in it, and then you think about like any Twitch stream you see, and it's like, yeah, that's it's not really it. Like one of them says you're not allowed to impersonate any person, and of course they're talking about like misrepresent yourself, right? Like if people walk up to you in the street and are like, hey, you look a lot like well, let's go with one of our past celebrity horses, Sandra Bullock, right? Or do we have Sandra Bullock? I know we had Jodie Foster. Why did that come in? I don't actually know if we did. We were going off random birthdays, right? Celebrity birthdays. But whatever the case, everybody says, "Hey, you look, sound, could be Sandra Bullock," and they like come on, like, hey, it's kind of one of those like, oh, are they your twin? What's going on? Whoever that person may be, you're not allowed to impersonate them, right? Kind of like you're not allowed to impersonate a police officer. Like there's to actually try to pass yourself off as another person, gaining credit or fame or whatever by saying that you are, is one thing, but the verbiage of it doesn't say that at all. It says you're not allowed to impersonate anyone. Well, we all impersonate people all the time, right? You like do a cheesy little voice impression of a celebrity or something like that. Like you gotta look at the definitions in those TOS things. All right. Trying to think how many of these we want to do at a time. I don't think we could. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think 7 is a good target. 7 full stacks. And I'm thinking that's what we're going to try to set up for the farm, is a full stack's worth of water column to spawn into. We don't have to go too fully to the build height, but if we're doing a stack up at each, we should be good to go. Hey, Lex, what's up? I'm fantastic. How you doing? I'm not harvesting squids today. We just happen to be here. We got to get some kelp, and we are very close. Just finish off this one more stack, and we'll be good to go there. How are you doing today, Lex? Life good? Happy Tuesday to you. It's a big day around here. We got new Minecraft update airing tomorrow. So just kind of doing some of this stuff in a quicker stream today. Good, man. Glad to hear it. Oh, it's your Friday. Nice. You got the midweek weekend? I'm kind of... I can afford to be a little flexible at this point, but I never got the full, like, 4-day week or midweek weekend. But I did get to do the, like, not quite a second shift, but almost when I was starting out, which was awesome, right? I would get to go, like, hit some golf balls or do stuff in the morning. If you had to do errands or anything like that, you could go hit them and get them out of the way before you went to work. And then when you're young like that, it's great, like none of your friends are getting together to go out to eat or anything until later anyway. I would normally take like my lunch to get my dinner and then be ready to go meet up with friends at like 9 o'clock when I got off. It was perfect. It was so good. All right. We're going to need more signs. We're basically waiting on netherwort to grow at this point. But things have been moving along very nicely. We got our supplies here for a big farm. But yeah, happy midweek weekend to you. You got any big plans for your midweek weekend? Can we all live vicariously through you? Or are you gonna like? See, I want to say West Coast. Am I right? Doc, are you? I don't know if Doc's still here. Doc might have been West. No, Doc's not. Oh, who came in? Who came in about the same time as Doc? It was while we were playing Dreadmore. Anyway, I'm rambling. These all need to go away. This can go away. We're just gonna grab a big old stack of lumber. But yeah, if you're on a coast, are you going to a beach? What's the weather like? What's the big plan? Anything? Or are you just gonna chill, play some games, and enjoy a little no work indoor time? No judgment here. I'm often down with doing that. Quite literally today while I was out running errands, I was looking up at the mountains like, man, kind of feel a hike, but no time for hikes today or tomorrow because if we're going to stream. Nice. I love it, man. I will try to keep an eye out for you. See if I can catch a little of Lex. I recommend everybody hanging out or checking out on the VODs. Vlex Godzy. VLEX GODZY Godzy. All one word, all lowercase. Vlex is he's a hero around these parts. Thanks to Vlex, we got a little Hab Edge logo. So thank you. Why did I bring the boat inside? Again, we're waiting on these to grow. We've got all the other pieces. This stuff's still cooking. But if we can get enough of those red bricks, then we can do the bottom and the lower edge and start the vertical sides. So that's why I'm delaying here. Excuse me again. This is going over here. While I'm up here, oh, we need hoppers and chests and stuff, right? We can make all that while we're up here. Hoppers. We have one chest. That's not really going to do it, is it? So we need 4 of those. 4 of those. They'll drop down into a couple of double wides, and we can put the extra storage off to the side. Unlike with our creeper friends with the drowned, we don't have to worry quite as much about the sizzle pop. So we should be fine to just do a couple stacks underneath. I've got the batch of logs. We'll need carpet. Anybody got a carpet color preference? I was told the red was unwelcome. Should we go yellow? Or well, it's going to be red, gray, and black in the build. I think probably gray would actually be the best, but that means we got to go get some of this made up into dye again. Oh, every time it feels like we're getting closer and closer. All right, we got one. I think we did make storage for these, but for the time being, I'm just going to put them down here. Oh, that's what we did with all the kelp. Now I remember we bone mealed it. Now I don't have any wool. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. I think we just need 2 of these. Wow. Yeah. Making the carpet pattern without actually making the wool and just trying to use the dye never works for anybody. All right, so we got hoppers onto chests covered by carpets. Scaffolding is in our supply box. It goes up. Signs will stop the water flow to drop them from whatever height. What is the height on one hit drowned? something I don't know. Damage, spawn, natural equipment, health, 20. Oh, wait, that's a adult. Oh. Targeting with Trident, throwing Trident. Just tell me about their health. Conversion drops. Says it naturally spawned drowned in Java. 6.25 spawn with a trident. 3.75 spawn with a fishing rod. Seems a little light, but I'm guessing that seems different because the chance to drop is much higher in the fishing rod than in the trident. Only 6.25% drown spawn with tridents. Of these, they have an 8.5 chance to drop their trident when killed by a player. Chances increased by 1% for each level of looting, up to a max of 11.5 with looting 3. This means that overall the chance for obtaining a trident from any given drowned is 0.53, about 1 in 188 without any looting, or 0.718 with looting 3. So, there you go. I think we did better than that. All right, I'm still trying to find their health. What do we got for... No, I'm already down to sounds. So I've got one little thing in the... wiki page, but I don't even know if it's a baby or an adult. Talks about damage, natural equipment, spawn behavior, and it says health 20, heart times 10. But it's got a picture of the baby there, and I don't know if they have the same amount of health each way. Okay, well, that didn't help us too much. Let's go. We should be running everything as we're up here too, but let's just go downstairs so we can see the work growing, and then I will try to see what the drop height is for one-hit kills. Hey, that is getting really close. We got a few more here. All right, let's just go right here. Pull that up. Game's still running. Drop height for drowned one hit. The shaft doesn't have to be tall, but if you want to kill the drowned with one hit from your sword, ideally the drowned should fall 21 blocks before landing on the hopper in your killing platform. So I usually will go safe off anything I see, so we'll probably go for a 20 block high stopping point. And if I have to... I still think it looks disturbing. I'm sorry. I didn't know that we had a disturbing thing here. What? It's kind of beautiful in its own way. All right, 20 blocks. That's what we have to remember out of that. I'm sorry. We can stand and look away. We'll just look at the bird. There. Hi. How you doing? I'd like to see your face in profile a little bit. It's so pretty, and we lose your whole like crown feathers and all that. Crest. That's what they call it on a bird, right? All right. We get these. We head over, right? Let's check our supplies box. Oh, I did want to get torches too while we're here. We have a bunch in here, but just as soon go fresh. So lots of scaffolding, lots of buckets. We 1, 2, 3, 4, 7. That worked. We'll get those. We'll top off our torches. Did it just happen? What did I... Oh, I went... Did I go to the wrong one? No, I think I just cycled through. Wow. Maybe? Guess I never really thought of it. Never really gave me a Stranger Things vibe. Torches. 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 I'm not going to forget, in these next few steps, we're going to get torches. Guess we're going to make some more torches. This is all good stuff to do, right? Again, the idea is we don't use the one in the chest so that maybe tomorrow when we're out exploring the world and all that, we have lots of supplies and things in our supplies chest that normally go untouched and ready. All right, water, stacked up torches. We'll go ahead and top off the stakes. Yeah, maybe? All right, back into the supplies box. Go the water buckets. Oh, yeah, we already had one. So let's just stacked up. I knew that. This, and this can all go in here. We got the extra. You know what I thought of doing? We probably should. Is let's make some glass while we're at it. Where's the sand? What do I do with the sand? It's over here, right? I don't know that I want to use it at any way, but maybe when they're being dropped, it would be kind of cool. And if nothing else, if absolutely nothing else, we can always make it into panes and sell it. I think it would be better just to have some extra glass laying around. You got a little bit here. There won't be anything to see inside the farm, but that is a good mental reminder that we can set up the kind of the guts of it in any kind of stone we want, or just it could be dirt for all we care. Whatever we get a lot of. You know what we could do? We could use up some of that lime green concrete that we already have made up. That's what we'll do. So that pink box is to remind me to go over and grab a bunch more. I guess we could go now, but really not in here when we're doing that. Can do this. We'll repair. All that. And ingots into blocks. Well, keep plugging away here. Redstone. Oh, I guess we can take all this upstairs. You done yet? Let's go. Sadly, I don't think you can bone meal that stuff. We can put the fortune pick away. Come on. Let's go do a quick count. I think it's 12, which would mean we'd need 24 stacks of junk concrete out of the creeper farm. And I know I said keeping it in case we have to expand or want to. I don't see a lot of point, right? The creeper farm is doing just fine the way it is. It doesn't need extra layers on top, I don't think. All right, so for everybody wondering why we've been gathering all this stuff, this is what we got, and we're just here to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So 24 stacks. That'll be these two, right? And this is what Doc was talking about that I'm clueless to recognize. We have vertical sides that are all going to be filled with water, right? So what we're going to do is dirt, up above our heads here, but it'll be dirt, and then we'll fill everything with water, plant the kelp, raise it up so that these become source blocks, and then we'll just put a layer of soil sand on the middle of it. That will turn them into bubble columns, and the soil sand sends everything shooting up, right? That's our up water elevator. So anything that then spawns in those source blocks of water, drowned hopefully, will shoot upward, come up, and at the very top layer, we're going to have water flowing across, and it will push them into this too wide shaft in the middle, and in the middle of that, we'll have the hoppers and everything else. I don't have any of those with me. I guess we could start building out the structure in the bottom at least. But getting the hidden internal blocks is probably good. And what we'll probably do is lift them just a little bit. It's going to be nice and dark in there, but I don't particularly want it like, you're flying by or something. It's like, oh, what's that lime green, right? But let's see. We got 9, 17, 21, and that might somebody could figure out all the math for me. We could use some of that as well, right? We're basically just looking for blocks that we don't need. And I think it's going to be a bit before we're going right back to lime, but we could just use dirt too. Probably have more like sod blocks, right? And they're not going to leak through from the side, so... Yeah, maybe lime green is not the best. I still think it would be, especially if you went up like 5 blocks high. You would have to be you'd have to be in the trench that the drowned are falling into and moving along to be able to see up to that interior part. So you could probably get away with any of it, but there's 24 stacks of sod or dirt, or just as well. Now don't you guys start. Oh my gosh. All right. Well. Here's the deal. I'm not going to waste time worrying about it. Oh, no, I don't have a pick. Although wasting time is exactly what we're trying to do here. Come on. I also don't know if there's anything to ticks as far as if we leave and come back, does that improve the growth rate of the wart by showing up all those times? I know we got places where we got just loads and loads and loads of dirt. go. Doesn't matter where we do it, we might as well go back downstairs so we can look at the beautiful netherwort growing. Speaking of Stranger Things, is there supposed to be another season coming in like a month? Are they going to do the same midsummer? I haven't seen like any marketing or anything. Where in years past, they've had like one of the pizza places, right, picked up the little pizza joint in the show. Dairy Queen, I think, had the ice cream or whatever. All right, that's more than enough internal fill. I don't know. Let's just see what we end up with here. I don't want to wait anymore. Can't tell. I've been finishing that cup of coffee here pretty quick. Oops. Sorry if you guys are getting any of that leaf blower goodness outside. Fee! What's up, Fee? How you been? That one just showing off. Like, oh yeah, I'm not the one that's going to make you wait. All right, we see extra pieces just laying around. That's better. Oh, my nose itches. Oh, that's so good. Man, oh man. I was hoping to at least get 2 full stacks out of it. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think we can at least get the bottom done. Let's put this torch back, though. We can set up all our scaffolding. We can bring out all these supplies. And I'm going to bring up stack stone. Sophie, how you been? Life treating you good? Doing up some summertime fun? I think we're good, right? Ooh, that was like the perfect length too. You got a full hop without getting hung up by bumping around. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Bit of the old lifing, huh? Do I want to go up, or do I? I think I just make this. We're gonna really try. Oh, I don't even have a totem on me. Remember last time when we almost died, guys? Let's not do that. Okay. Here, I don't even have anything set up yet. All right, we'll use this side for all of these assorted things. Dirt, we're probably not going to need for a while. Put that down in the corner. I don't know which of these is which. Great. All right. That one. That one. That one. Nothing. And then over here maybe is where we put the tools and the supplies. And then that in hand. All right, supplies. Nailed it. So we want to go up 28 blocks. That just seems begging for trouble, doesn't it? And then right in the middle here, although we may just set this up. What did I do with? Here it is. So if we go bonk, bonk. Why did I not feel the need to do? Oh no! Everything over here. I haven't really given any of this much thought. But we can do that, that, and that, and then I think I've got to break this, right? That's how we had to do this last time. Then shift. What? Ah! Get in there. Oh, but then this is going to be 26 now. We'll get there. Yeah, I'm sorry, Fee. That stinks, man. I think, as always, I think Jenny's on the right track here, and you know you're amongst friends here. It sucks though. That kind of it sucks to hear it too, but kind of the best thing you can do is just uh, not. It was like sweep the leg and walk away. Just do the walk away part. Never sweep the leg. That's bad. But kind of that old just turn and go, right? You don't need them. They're not going to help you out. They're not going to get you to where you want to be. So if that's where it ends up at, get away, kind of. All right. So we've got some new dilemmas we gotta quickly look at here because this block is quickly becoming our slowest to produce, right? That's why we're hanging out waiting for Nether Wart. And we've got 7 full stacks at the moment. And I had initially thought that when we went up to the top, we'd do like a double on the bottom, double on each side and the middle. But I think I do want to have the whole water flow thing up at the top be red that hangs down. So maybe a single edge of red. And again, that's 12 blocks across, and I think it's 18. 4, 8, 12, 16, 18. All right, so 18, and then we had these as inset corners. So 12 by 18 up at the top. And so it's sticking on those. Yeah. Well, and there's also that bit of, oh my God, not getting baited into anything. Sometimes that's the whole deal. Oh, can we, if the bully is one of those that's like just found their happy place in causing physical pain, and that ends up with a lot of dark speculation, right? Is that what they've experienced at home? Stuff like that. Hopefully not any of that, but you never know. Then they're trying to do the same. How long can I? It's like how many times do you just kind of cringe in Harry Potter, right? Because Harry always rose to the bait, right? Every time Harry gets in trouble, in Hogwarts with the teachers or whatever, it's because he's letting Malfoy or those guys get to him. I know that maybe that's a terrible example, but this is rather terrifying. What no, I'm so close, but so far. Dude. Can I go down a little ways and then try to slide halfway out and then climb up? All right. This is going to take us longer, but when we get up to the top, we can just look up and set our block. Oh, my day has been very good. Thanks for asking, Fee. I appreciate you. I'm very excited because I looked right before stream and found out that tomorrow is going to be the release of 120. So that's exciting for me. I was a little higher up than I thought there. So yeah, the sun's shining for the first time in a few days. It's beautiful outside, and it's kind of beautiful inside too. When you know that that's something that's going to be coming. All right, now we can go up, and we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 to go on this side, and then we'll have obviously 7 to go back to get the full 12 side. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's just do this whole side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Did I miss something here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Looks so far off, but 6, 7. All right. Sorry we're playing the counting game here, guys, but it's 3. Nice. Only on the bus and only for another week. That's the way to look at it. Then you are on vacation, I'm guessing? Six. Nice. Okay. So if we do that, then we've got some decisions to make on the bottom of, oh, we should go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I don't think I made this long enough, did I? I think I made it 16, not 18. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Damn it. All right. Well, the good news, if there is any, is that those are going to fall inside, hopefully, inside the base. Hopefully not too many of them go through the portal. Yeah, as I was like getting ready to put the middle stripe in, I was like, uh-oh. Actually, there won't be a middle stripe there, will there? Bonk, bonk. So up here, where down there we did the middle two, we've got 8 blocks here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's do a test this time, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That would leave 2 in the middle. To there, and this is going to be the chute. But I think what we'll do is cheat these in, so that even though on the bottom we're going to have these 2 rectangles to fill in with our remaining pallet of blocks, up here it's going to look like oh, this is kind of perilous and terrifying. I do, I do at least have my deal on. So we're going to go like that instead as we go up. And this is where our stacks come in, right? Because if this is going to be 64 blocks tall, we can just do the vertical stacks, maybe. But we gotta plan out our pattern first. Anyway, the important bit here is that we have our bottom pattern maybe not contrasting, but somehow distinctive from what we have down below. Just letting you know, I'm still here. Can't hear or see you. Charlie just got home with you. Oh, I was like, oh no, what have I done? I think I'm still good. Well, Jenny, we got you. Charlie needs some internet. All right, let's get all these pieces. Okay. Got one to clean up there. So I'm thinking that now we get that a little heavy there. Couple, probably 4 of each. And let's see if we like it. You guys feel free to speak up. I didn't exactly like that one ended up kind of such divided gray. I kind of added that in last. I don't think it looks bad. It looks a little weird. Oh, we're good. I was thinking about raising the floor here, but I don't think I need to. Right? The only reason really to do it would be to make the portal sit normally or more normally. Um, but again, for here, what if we did? Like a border of black. I'm thinking like a black, gray, black, and then all the glazed in the middle. Because that'll get it down fairly contained, right? And we'll have an odd number remaining since with that one out, it's 7 instead of 8. But that's going to take us down to a single row. What if we do... Oh. Oh, you know what? I should be... don't know how necessarily. No. No. I also don't know if this will work out. All right, there. Damn it. Sleep for now. How do I get... Okay, that's there. No. No! I don't know why I keep trying that. What haven't I... How about this one? Have I not tried that side? There we go. And then the worst part, now we got to go down. Not only do we have to pick up all those blocks, but I got to see if it's right from below as well. I've done a little... Oh my god! No! Oh, so many creepers! Oh my god! Oh, you jerk! Damn it! Oh, god! Oh, they took down scaffolding. Oh, no! All right, how about we put up some torches right now? I did not... None of this did I ever think of setting the blocks with glazed. They like straight up blew up my chests. I don't even know what happened to the other chests. At least the hopper wasn't quite so blow-uppy. Actually, things... Did anything pop up and then back down? Oh, that one can't even open. Carpet, carpet. We lost a carpet. We lost some chests. I guess we need... Very worried about backing into the hole. I almost just went right off the edge. Da-da-da-da-da. I got this. All right, there we go. Okay, we're up. Now we just gotta land without hitting the hole again. Okay. We did get the carpet back. I guess that's good. The cobble can be a monument to our own futility there. Okay. So I think like opposite hole. And then if I put, see, why doesn't that, I have to fly down again. This is going to just be a true torment. All right, there we go. So it's whichever one you go to, it's going to be in the lower right. So for here, I want to go here and then this way. Ah, all right, we got it now. You know what? Before we do anything else, let's go put some torches up here so we don't have the same disaster. I like this idea. Now that we got it figured out, we'll at least get this floor laid in today. Oh man, almost lost my bed. Hey, those are the better places to put the. I think I went one more in. Yeah. I think that should hopefully be pretty good. All right, so hopefully we don't have creepers waiting either above or below when we get there. Now, if we do this, right, lower right, lower right, lower right. No, nope. Lower right. So we can do these good on the sides, and then I guess these just need to get grayified. All right, we'll just do a solid. Nope. It's because I can't go this way. I'm like just trying to cheat it out. Like, oh no, that's not even right either. That's because I don't have a block to put it on. There, 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 and there. Oh, who thought that could be so toxic?